Hey there, my name is Gabriel Morris. Greetings from beautiful Jasper National Park, where we have a rather cloudy day, raining earlier this morning, but still a nice day to get out and do a little hiking around. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the concept of synchronicity, and a important distinction to be made is between coincidence and synchronicity. So let's say that you're driving along in your car through the city, and you come up to a stoplight, and at that time, then you're thinking about a friend of yours, and you're like, I haven't talked to that friend in quite a while. I wonder what they're up to, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, that person happens to pull up in a car right beside you, and then look over and be like, hey, whoa, what's going on? Coincidence would say, this is a random series of events. Synchronicity says that nothing in the universe happens by chance, and that there is a reason and a deeper meaning behind everything. Synchronicity is the act of the universe conspiring to help you create your own reality. Or at least that's one definition that I came up with off the top of my head. Synchronicity is the act of unseen forces beyond the physical realm, in the metaphysical realm, that are acting on your life, that are working with you, and that are reflecting reality back to you. Coincidence says, it's completely random. The universe is a place of completely random events and objects and things, material things and beings that are operating based on scientific principles, and it's all basically just a big machine. Synchronicity says that there is something deeper behind it all, and that there are other energies and forces that are unseen, that are working with you to create your reality. Now, I'll give another example. I've had so many experiences of, just strangeness, or just where, at the nick of time, things pulled through for me. So I thought that I would just tell a short little story of mine. I am a professional hitchhiker, you could say, in that I've been hitchhiking for more than 30 years, since I was 8 years old. And I've written a book about it, and it's featured hitchhiking is in like 3 or 4 of my books. I've hitchhiked the length of the United Kingdom, all over the western United States, Alaska, Hawaii, and a few different countries around the world. Hitchhiking for me has been a very powerful spiritual experience and influence on my life, in terms of coming to trust the universe and coming to understand that the universe is working miracles, without our realizing it. So just one little example is, I was at a rainbow gathering in northern Michigan, and this was in 2002. This was the United States National Rainbow Gathering. Like 30,000 people show up and have a big party in the woods, basically. I'd booked a flight from Minneapolis, Minnesota, back to Portland, Oregon. And so I had to get across the state of Wisconsin. And I gave myself, I forget if it was a day and a half or 2.5 days, but it's only about a 5 or 6 hour drive, so I gave myself what I thought would be plenty of time. I left the rainbow gathering late in an afternoon. I'm pretty sure I had all the next day to get there, and maybe the next day after that, I forget. Anyways, I had a fair amount of time, so I thought. I left the rainbow gathering that day, managed to get some rides down into the local town, and then just pretty much got stuck, and then got another ride 10-15 miles further, and ended up sleeping on the road for the side of the road for the night. And got up the next morning, and so I had all day. I guess it must have been a day and a half. So I had all that day to get to Minneapolis. I got up really early in the morning, at daybreak, and got out on the road. But Wisconsin is a very conservative state, and people were looking at me like I'm some total freak. And what are you doing standing there? And I was just not making hardly any progress. I got 1 or 2 just short little rides. So come 2 or 3 in the afternoon, my flight was late that evening. And basically I now needed a ride straight to the airport if I was going to catch this flight within the next 30 minutes or something. So I'm standing on the side of the road of a highway in Wisconsin, on the eastern edge of Wisconsin. I still have to get all the way across Wisconsin in order to catch this flight, and I didn't have much money, so that flight cost me most of my money. Otherwise I was going to be stuck either hitchhiking all the way across the rest of the US, or else blowing the last of my money on a Greyhound ticket, and taking 3-4 days or whatever to make this trip. So I really wanted to catch this flight. So I'm standing there on the side of the road, definitely starting to feel pretty desperate, and cars are passing me left and right, and this van comes flying down the road towards me, and as it is clear that it's going to pass me and isn't planning on stopping, then I waved him a peace sign, turned my thumb into a peace sign as he went by. 20 seconds later, I heard the sound of his engine slowing down, saw him slowing down. He turned around, came back, pulled up in front of me, and says, "Where are you going?" I said, "Minneapolis." He says, "Me too." Hop in. And then once I was in the car and we were driving, then he said, "Well, I figured anyone who's going to throw me a peace sign, my passing them, rejecting them on the side of the road, what the heck, they deserve to be picked up." So, you can call that coincidence if you want. I made my flight, or you can call it the universe pulling through for you and helping you to create your reality based on your thoughts and your emotions and your actions. And it's really just a belief. There's no way to prove it, of course, but just watch in your own life what happens and decide for yourself. Is this just a random assortment of physical objects clanging around, or is there some greater force behind that which we call the world and the universe? In another video, I'm going to talk about the concept of the holographic universe, which touches on the same concept. So feel free to look for that one, and I'll sort of discuss that a little bit further. All right, thanks for watching. Take care.